Hello, my friend. I am so excited to be coming at you at a much more decent hour today, at least in my time zone. You could be watching this in Australia, where some people were very happy that I posted my daily recap video yesterday way later than normal. I'm excited for today, as always, but extra excited today because I have a couple of really juicy exclusives for you. I'm going to start off with one right away. This has shocked me that more people actually, I don't think anybody is reporting this. Ellen DeGeneres' ratings for her talk show are way down this season. I am hearing that next season most likely will be Ellen's last. And now, which is not a surprise. I think last year there was a New York Times article where Ellen said she was thinking of retiring. What is news to me are two of the names that she's in discussions with, because Ellen wants to pick her successor and wants to be involved in the show. She wants to produce whomever is going to be taking over the time slot, even though it'll be a different show. Or maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be same set. That's not set in stone, you know? It could be the same exact team. She is talking to Mario Lopez, which doesn't surprise me because Mario is now part of the NBC family. But I don't know how likely, I mean, that could happen, but it'd be difficult because Mario Lopez this fall is set to take over Access Hollywood. I mean, he could be there for just a year, or he could do that and the daytime show as well. We'll see. But Ellen is also talking to Katy Perry and Sean Hayes. I think Katy and Sean would be interesting together. Or just Sean by himself. Or I don't know about Katy by herself. But I like the idea of Katy and Sean. I don't know. Or me, but that is not going to happen. Ellen does not like me. I am very honest about myself and life. From Ellen DeGeneres to Kim Kardashian, she's on the cover, and I don't begrudge her success. It's just more of them. Actually, I want to move into better lighting. Well, but I like that behind me. It's not bad lighting. Wait, if I move here, I feel like it'll be better. Is it better lighting? Is that better lighting? No, whatevs. I'm going back. I like this. All right. Let's have some water. I love the Kardashians because they give me content. They want to be talked about. But at the same time, it's like, I only want them when they're bringing the drama, okay? I don't need BS clips from their reality show. And I don't need Kim Kardashian on the cover of Vogue magazine. But she is on the cover of Vogue magazine. It makes me long for the return of Perez Hilton. Y'all may not want it, but I want Perez Hilton back in a big way, in a meaningful way. I think the big difference with Perez Hilton as opposed to Kim Kardashian is that the Kim Kardashian of 2019 is very different than the Kim Kardashian of 2009, whereas the Perez Hilton of 2019 is practically the same as the Perez Hilton of 2009. There's been not much evolution. Plus, Kim also has all of her sisters and Rob who give you drama and keep Kim relevant as well because of it all. Paris just has Nikki, and no diss towards her, Nikki is boring. It's just the truth. And maybe she's boring by choice. You know, she could probably have done reality TV, but she chose not to. In this new interview with Vogue, Kim says that she is studying to become a lawyer, but not going to law school. And she's going to take the bar. I mean, maybe that's possible. I guess if you study on your own and pass the bar, can you become a lawyer? I don't know how any of that works, but good on her. She said she was motivated to learn more about the law and become a lawyer because of all of the work that she's been doing helping free unjustly imprisoned inmates. Good on her. She also talks about Kanye and his mental health and blah, 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 blah. If you want to read exactly what she had to say, like always and everything, I will have the link down below so that you could read, see, or hear more. In other news, from Kim Kardashian on to Elisabeth Moss, this is just as wacky. Elisabeth Moss gave a new interview in which she defended Scientology, saying, I can only speak from my personal experience, my personal beliefs, and blah, 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 and asking people to educate themselves and blah, 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 blah. Typical, I've heard Kirstie Alley say a similar spiel. But what surprised me is that Elisabeth Moss came out for equality and pro-LGBT, which is surprising because the Church of Scientology's teachings are historically and notoriously homophobic. I wonder if she'll get in trouble by David Miscavige or the higher-ups in Scientology for saying that. If you're a Scientologist, aren't you just supposed to paint a rosy picture of Scientology? Elisabeth Moss said, quote, that's not where I stand. It's a lot to get into and unpack that I can't do, but that's not my bag. I am obviously a huge feminist and a huge supporter of the LGBT community and believe so strongly. All right, cool. It still sucks that you're part of this church that forces people to stop having a relationship with former members, including your own family if they leave the church. But do you? That's not even up for debate. The Church of Scientology forces its members to do that. Suri Cruise, amongst others. Jennifer Lopez was on The Breakfast Club this morning, gave a 30-minute interview. I watched the whole thing. I really like J-Lo. I found it to be very entertaining. I love the hustle from her. She's doing this movie about strippers, about hustlers, and she is such a hustler. I relate to her so much. I think it's the Latina work ethic in us. She works so hard. Even Charlemagne himself was saying, why are you in here? You don't need to be in here. Actually, she does. Because if J-Lo wasn't at the radio station, they probably wouldn't be playing her new song because she's going to be 50 years old and radio just doesn't play music from 49-year-old women. Sucks, but that's the truth. It's super ageist. I mean, maybe they'll play Madonna's new single. I don't know. But she was asked about the affair rumors with Alex Rodriguez. And she says, it doesn't matter. I know what the truth is. I know who he is. He knows who I am. We're just happy. We're not going to let other people come out and tell us what our relationship is. I know what our relationship is. A, I'm glad they asked her that question. And B, I'm glad she answered. A friend of mine, whom shall remain nameless, but maybe he will watch this video, loves to send me tips and info. And yesterday, J-Lo was on KTU, I think, with Carolina and Cubby. And they didn't ask her that. And my friend was sending me this video from the interview trying to get me to write about it. And I'm like, the content isn't that exciting. This one I wrote about because I'm glad that she finally addressed that. That to me is newsworthy. Not that she hadn't started planning her engagement on her wedding. Who cares? Not me. And then my friend, I sent him the link because I'm a little petty with friends. You can be. I sent him the link to the article I wrote about J-Lo on The Breakfast Club. And he's like, Charlemagne can ask that. I'm like, why could he, but why couldn't Carolina and Cubby? He's like, because Charlemagne's friends with J-Lo's camp. And I'm like, it's all about how you frame it. I would be like, okay, clearly, if I got 20 minutes of J-Lo, that question would come at the 17-minute mark. And I'd be, does it ever get exhausting having to deal, or how do you deal with all of these rumors? There's always a new rumor about you. And then she would have answered. And if she didn't bring up the cheating ones, I'd be like, does reading something like Alex Rodriguez is cheating on you, does that make you angry, or you just laugh it off? That's how I would have brought it up. But I would have brought it up. Maybe there's a reason I don't have guests on my show, my podcast show with Chris Booker, which you should be listening to, by the way. If you're not, and you didn't watch my video yesterday, our latest podcast is our live episode that we recorded at the world famous Comedy Store. I think it's one of our best shows ever. Listen to the Perez Hilton podcast with Chris Booker on iTunes or directly at perezpodcast.com. I guarantee you will love it. All right. From J-Lo to other news, Shawn Mendes also gave an interview recently that was interesting, but for the wrong reasons. While I'm glad somebody asked Jennifer Lopez about the Alex Rodriguez cheating reports, people saying that he cheated, I am sick and tired of hearing Shawn Mendes get asked about gay rumors. It's been asked over and over again. You don't need to keep asking about it. And honestly, he doesn't need to keep answering about it if he doesn't want to. He answered it, but I would not be mad at him if he said, I've already talked about that repeatedly. You can read what he had to say down below. I don't even want to share with you all what he had to say because it's like enough already. This bummed me out because I believe it. Because People Magazine is reporting it, and I consider them to be the most credible celebrity weekly. People Magazine is reporting that Prince William and Prince Harry have drifted apart recently. And that bums me out. You know, they lost their mom, their dad maybe wasn't the most present, warm character. Family is everything. Latinos know that. It's all about family. That's what I am instilling in my kids. Que sera, sera. You can read more about their rift on my website. In other news, I saved this towards the end because it's so sad. I'll make it brief. Alec Baldwin's wife, Hilaria, has confirmed that she has suffered a miscarriage. It was very early on in the pregnancy, though. Not that that makes it... I mean, it does make a difference. I mean, if you miscarry at 8 months versus if you miscarry at 6 weeks, it's a different experience. And she has 4 children that are very young, age 6 and younger. But sending her light. And let's end things on a really positive note. The circle. You never know how things will end up. Ben Stiller and his ex-wife, Christine Taylor, did they ever get divorced? I know they separated. Maybe they never got divorced, but they were spotted taking their kids to go see Pretty Woman, the musical, on Broadway in New York City, and they were seen holding hands. Seems to me like they got back together. Aww. Thank you for watching, and yay, a 15-minute video. That is my sweet spot where I love to be. If you enjoyed me, hit the like button, leave a comment or several. Share this video everywhere. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube community page, Snapchat, Instagram, Reddit, anywhere. Subscribe, hit that follow button if you're not subscribed yet, and thank you. Have a beautiful day. You deserve nothing but the best. I am sending you strength and positivity because I love you from the bottom of my heart. Mwah!